Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Ron and Boomer Life Lessons and Stories. Yes, we're here again with another episode, and hopefully we're going to be saying some things that's going to be useful to you. Actually, today I have a very interesting story from one of my past professors, and it's not very long. It's just about something he did and how impactful it was to his life. But before we go there, would you please do something for me? If you could like, share, and subscribe, that would be great in helping me overcome the difficulties, of course, with the YouTube algorithm. We'd like to reach more people so that we can help more people as we go forward with this channel. Now, having said that, the title of this episode is Boots Against the Stream, Overcoming Adversity in Your Life. And I think we all would kind of appreciate knowing something about how to overcome adversity. And you can actually go through all sorts of training classes, how to get along with difficult people, how to overcome obstacles in your life. There's all sorts of seminars and classes out there that are very, very helpful. But sometimes some of the biggest lessons that we learn that are impactful to us, that allow us to go forward in our lives and do better by overcoming adversity, is the things that we read, the things that we experience, and the things that we learn from all of that. So what is this quote that my professor gave to us in class one day? This was back in the early 1990s, I think it was. Now, I'm a working professional, experienced working professional, engineer, working for one of the large aerospace and defense contractors. And I was taking some night classes, working on a degree. And this professor was teaching business law, case studies, right? And so he got into a discussion about, this idea of adversity and what people encounter in their lives. And then he said, I read a book, and in reading that book, I came across a statement the author made in the storyline of the book. And that quote he gave to us was, "Boots against the stream." Now, I just want you to let your mind kind of open up and let that soak in. Boots against the stream. That speaks loudly, doesn't it? What does that bring to mind? What do you see when you hear that quote, boots against the stream? Well, what I see is that somebody is walking upstream against the flow. And you can see where I'm going, right? He's working his way upstream against the flow. He's meeting the forces that are coming down the mountain, flowing in the opposite direction, trying to impede the direction he's going, to impede the things that he's trying to accomplish for himself, his career, and his family, more especially his family. And he's having to work at it as he goes up against that stream. He's having to put in the effort to overcome the forces against him. He has to be laser focused on what it is he's doing, watching each and every step. You see, it's not just that there's forces against him, the water flowing against him. He's having to be very careful, placing each foot in a position so that he doesn't lose his balance and get swept away by the forces in that stream, taking him back down the stream, overcoming what he has already done, overcoming the progress he's already made. And when he finally catches himself, he stands up again and he starts up that stream again against the flow of water. So you see, everything that we strive to do in our life, we're striving against the forces that would impede us, that would prevent us from achieving whatever it is that we're trying to achieve in our personal life and our professional life and for the family. And I would like to say, I would like to counsel my friends, my students, and let them know that life is a bed of roses, but I would be wrong. Life is not. Things are very, very difficult at times. And sometimes we have to work hard at working hard to overcome those surprises that come up in our life, the obstacles that are thrown at us, the obstacles that are thrown at us by happenstance, by associates, by friends, even by sometimes family members that may be in opposition or even just simply indifferent to what it is we're trying to overcome and to do for the net well-being of ourselves and our family. So, when I think about overcoming adversity, I think it's a frame of mind. If you think that you can't do it, you're already defeated. You will not do it. And I've said this in previous episodes. The right frame of mind is in overcoming adversity is, I know as I strive toward this goal that I'm trying to achieve for myself and for my family, I know that there's going to be obstacles, and some of them are going to be almost unbearable. But I know if I persevere and I keep focused on the prize out there in that future state, then I will be able to achieve. Yes, sometimes I'm going to be sidetracked and have to go to the left or right out of the stream. And sometimes the stream will overcome me and sweep me backwards, and I'm going to have to start over again. But as long as I keep my eyes on the goal that I'm trying to achieve, again, for myself and my family, I will persevere. And if I'm doing the necessary and sufficient things and doing it in an honest effort, not taking shortcuts, those things will come about. I will also say that, the things that you strive to achieve when there's obstacles in your path, it's going to take time. As a matter of fact, I remember reading a little bit about the life history of Einstein. And you're going to say, wow, well, there's a big leap. You go from, our everyday struggles to the intellectual giant of Einstein. But, he did find obstacles in his research. He would work through a problem and get to a point where, believe it or not, the math was beyond him. Something about the understanding of how to go forward with and approaching the solution was beyond him. He would put aside the research and go and spend even a year learning this new area to get him equipped, to get him all the tools that he needed to then, when he comes back to that problem that he's trying to work through and see the way forward, he was necessarily equipped with all the tools and capability and skills and expertise, no matter how you want to frame it, so that he was then able to re-engage and move forward. And so you see, as we have our boots against the stream and we're working our way up against the forces against us, sometimes we have to divert to the side to re-equip ourselves, to resupply ourselves, to do the things that are sufficient and necessary in order to move forward. And sometimes in moving forward, we see great obstacles and we're swept back downstream in those great obstacles. And then we have to brush ourselves off, get up and get firm footing, and then look left and right to see, is there anything else we need to do to start again? Because you see, one of the things that is helpful, one of the things absolutely that is necessary to overcome adversity in your life, wherever it's coming from, whatever it is, in your career, in your family life, and your social life, wherever that adversity is coming from, in your academic life, you have to persevere. You have to persist in the effort. Because if you lose the persistence in the effort, your boots against the stream will lose their footing and you will be swept away, and you will not achieve or overcome that which is against you, the adversity in your life. So you see, this professor that I had, when he read the book and he found this quote that the author had stated, he was so impacted. It changed the way he thought about the obstacles in front of him. He knew that it was going to take a lot of effort on his part to overcome that adversity, and that he would have to persist in working toward that goal. And even if he swept off his feet and pushed back downstream, he knew that he would catch his footing, stand back up, put the boots against the stream, and proceed forward once more. And you can do that too and overcome adversity in your life. Now, I would like to share something more about that quote. And it is a bit humorous, but that makes it all the more impactful. At the end of his lecture, when he was talking about overcoming adversity, where this quote, boots against the stream, was so central to the idea of working and persisting against the forces that would be in opposition to you. He said, you know, I went back to that book many years later in my life. Have you done that? You read something that's very impactful in your life, and then you go back maybe 5-10 years later and you reread it. I don't know if it's a sense of reassurance that you're seeking, that you're proceeding down the right path or what, but we all do it. But he went on to say, he said, I went back to that passage in that book and I began reading it again. And I came to the quote and I had a sudden shock when I read the quote. He said, you know, the statement in the book was not boots against the stream. The author had written boats against the stream. And he said, I don't know if it was something in my mind or something in my life at that time that caused me to read it boots against the stream, but whatever caused me to misread the statement in that book and replace boats with boots, it has been such a powerful thing in my life that it has equipped me to overcome the challenges and the adversity in my life as I made my way forward to this point in time in class with you, my students. And he went on to say, I hope you have the chance to read something that is so impactful to you in your life that it actually changes your life. And you know what? He said, if you misread it and it's still that impactful or even more so, good for you. And that's how I would like to end this particular episode of Boomer Life Lessons and Stories. If you find something that you've read that has been so impactful that equips you and helps you to overcome adversity, then good for you. And with that, my friends, please know you're always on my mind, and I wish you the best. Let's keep our boots against the stream.